Hi, I'm David Gerard and this is Pivot to AI, coming to you daily. Today, all your company data is totally safe with Cursor, unless they need a bug. The information reports that AnySphere, who make the AI coding service Cursor, have OpenAI, xAI and Anthropic calling them up wanting to make a deal for the coding data from Cursor's users. Cursor is the hot vibe coding app. I don't mean as in autocomplete for experienced devs. I mean abject vibe coding. Cursor's biggest customers are hardcore incompetent developers who somehow scored a dev job and they'd be absolutely crippled without their robot friend. Cursor's unit economics are dismal. They seem to be losing money on every customer. So Cursor is putting the squeeze on its customers because Anthropic, Cursor's AI supplier, is putting the squeeze on them. And Anthropic is also directly competing with Cursor, with Claude Code. It's not a great position to be in. But thankfully, investors like AI coding startups. Google gutted Windsurf to get its research staff in July. NVIDIA bought coding startup Solver last week. So AnySphere has investors banging the door down, waving fistfuls of bucks. They want in. AnySphere raised another $900 million in venture capital funding in June. Why the heck are investors putting so much money into vibe coding apps? Well, there's other incredibly obvious ways to make money than selling a service. This quote is from the Information's Dealmaker newsletter. Quote, AnySphere has considered selling or licensing data on how engineers use its assistant to code to model makers, including OpenAI, xAI, and Anthropic. The data could help companies train their models, potentially even help them build competitive products. Such arrangements could also help offset the cost to AnySphere of running AI models. The Cursor privacy policy swears they won't train on your data without explicit consent. The information report is that Cursor's considering selling your data anyway. Now, I'm reading that report and I'm going to say, I think this incredibly obvious thing is already happening, but the information didn't want to burn a source or similar. I strongly suspect AnySphere is already selling its users' data to the big AI vendors, and it's working out how to spin this abuse of their customers' data for the sake of the bucks of cash. I don't have a smoking gun, I'll admit, but if AnySphere is not selling the user data already, considering in this report means it is packaging its users' data as a product they can sell. Dealmaker again, on what investors crave. Quote, the licensing deal interest shows that AnySphere is sitting on a gold mine of data and potentially another revenue stream for the business, which is good news for investors worried about these coding startups' margins. Unquote. Selling out your customers is how Silicon Valley's made its money for the past 20-odd years. Data's the new oil. If you've got that much customer data, that's what investors love, and they will be backing dump trucks full of money up to your house. Then they'll pressure you to sell the data. Now, you might object. AnySphere wouldn't be abusing just their customers' data. This is very risky. Their customers' data may have non-disclosure agreements with teeth. They might land their customers right in it. Then there's personal data covered by the GDPR and so on. But consider, AI companies don't have ethics. And also, all that sounds like a problem for future you. It makes money this morning. So this afternoon can take care of itself. By the way, every time I even mention AI coding, there's a ton of bozos on YouTube who immediately comment how vibe coding is awesome, and here's the details of how I do it, and here's how it works for me. Even though nobody asked. Please don't do that today. This is a test. Thanks for tuning in to Pivot to AI. If you like this episode, share it with your least favorite vibe coder. Please do hit like and subscribe leave a podcast review, avoid leaving a dumb YouTube comment, and if you want to keep Pivot to AI coming out daily, the best way to support our work is to drop just $5 into the Patreon linked in the show notes below. Or hit the join button on YouTube if that's more convenient for you. Thank you all, see you tomorrow, and bye for now.